The following announcement is brought to you by the Xtreme World Order.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, soldiers of the Xtreme, hello and welcome back to that Xtreme Wrestling channel. My name is Samson, I am the Xtreme Gaming Guru, back again, bringing you guys another episode of AFK, the series where we put the controllers down and talk wrestling shop. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in today's episode, I would like to talk about my WWE 2K23 wish list. That's right, changes I would like to see made moving into next year as we get information, and we're pretty much there, guys. We're going to get the next little trickling of information about WWE 2K23, and then all of the YouTubers, we all get the same information, and everybody just rehashes and regurgitates the same info, the same screenshots, and it's absolutely mind-numbing. So before we get into all of that, I just want to talk about things that I wouldn't mind seeing changed in the game. But before we get into my thoughts, I would love to hear your thoughts, so be sure to hit me up in the comment section below. I'm really trying to get you guys to communicate with me, build up some interaction here, build up a nice positive wrestling community where we can feel comfortable to talk wrestling angles and all that stuff. So hit me up in the comment section below. Let's chat. Now, moving on to what I would like to see in WWE 2K23. We're just going to start off with graphics. Of course, I want to see the best graphics possible. WWE 2K22 looks incredible, alright? It looks incredible. They started doing great things with shadows and lighting, but I just want more. I am a greedy son of a bitch, and I want more. I want the crispiest pixels you could possibly get. Make it happen, WWE 2K. WWE 2K, like that's the company. Anyways, 2K games, make it happen. I want 2K23 to be the prettiest wrestling game I've ever seen in my life. I want the best cloth physics. I want to see the spandex textures. I want the crispiest shadows. I want the craziest lighting effects and pyro. I want, just every arena just to feel the atmosphere. I want that fog in the crowd. I want, just pyro smoke off in the distance. I want it all. I want it to just look incredible. That's what I want. Can we make that happen? Seriously. But moving on, I'd want to see just overall improved wrestler models. This is like WWE 2K22 was hit or miss. I'll be perfectly honest. Some models look alright. Some models look god awful. Here's looking at you, Johnny Gargano. But I just want to see better wrestler models. And not only that, I am so done with the 3 different versions of Kane, the 6 versions of Triple H with hair, without hair, 12 versions of Rey Mysterio. We gotta end this whole fiasco. Can we please just go back to the No Mercy days where on the character selection screen I could pick my wrestler and then choose between, one of 4 attires and make those attires changeable. Let me change the hair of the wrestler. Let me change it all. Just give me free access to make the game current. We got some incredible content creators out there that are just making crazy creator wrestlers and textures and pictures of whatever attire you can think of. Like, just give us access to keep the game updated, and just give us 4 attire slots. No more multiple versions. I know you say you can't do it because of the movesets, different movesets, but you guys have been slacking on movesets for years, so let that excuse go. And one character, 4 attires. Can't really be that hard. But next thing I wouldn't mind seeing is a completely revamped crowd. Like, I want less repeated models in the crowd. I want to see more animations in the crowd. I would love to see like a dynamic crowd where, like, if it's a kind of slow match, there's not too much happening. Maybe you see more people getting up and leaving to go and get refreshments, or taking a bathroom break or whatever. Whereas if it's a more, action-packed match, maybe the crowd is rushing the guardrails a little bit more, or they're slamming on the guardrails, stuff like that. Let me get more interaction from the crowd. Let me feel like I'm actually in the arena. That's a big thing that I want to see. I want to feel like I'm in that arena, and that's going to come down to, the way the crowd is reacting, the sound of the crowd chants, just a lot of stuff like that. But moving on, another thing I wouldn't mind seeing is I wouldn't mind 2K taking a look and reworking the camera work. Right now, I appreciate they moved the camera a little bit lower, but for the most part, I feel like we're staring at the same camera angle pretty much the entire match. It only changes really for big moves, is when you'll get a camera cut, and I want more. I want completely new camera angles. I want more camera cuts, like throw a camera cut when I'm Irish whipping the guy against the ropes, and no matter the move, put a camera cut in there. Make it feel like WWE TV. They always throw in excess camera cuts, and I want to have excess camera cuts too. Yeah, it's just the way I am. But other than that, cool feature that I think would really enhance the game, and you see it every once in a while, especially during the entrances. You'll see it where it's kind of like this first-person sway to the camera, and it seems like it's actually being carried by a cameraman. Why don't we actually put cameramen into the ringside area, and they, you can see them during the entrances, and you can see them around the ringside during your match, and maybe they're even interactable, so you can use that as to your advantage. You got a guy that's about to dive out of the ring at you, well, maybe you could pull the cameraman in front of you, and he ends up colliding with the cameraman, and then just think of that camera angle from that cameraman's perspective of the guy diving. It would be insane. All right, it would be absolutely insane, and it would add just a little bit of reality if you see a camera guy at the side of the ring, and every once in a while the camera actually cuts to that camera. I think that would be just incredibly cool, but I don't know, that could just be me. But let me know, comment section below. I think that would be an incredibly cool feature. But moving on, next thing I wouldn't mind seeing in WWE 2K23 is improved blood physics. Man, oh man. I know it's probably controversial. WWE isn't a big fan of blood on TV, but this is not TV. This is a video game. Let us get crazy with our matches. I want them to go really nuts with the blood physics. Back in, I think it was WWE 12 or 13 maybe? I'm not sure. But back in the day, you would see blood build up on wrestlers' chests and shoulders, and you would get, if you were punching a guy and he was bloody, it would go on your fist, and you'll see it dropping on the mat. I want to see that come back. I want to see it staining the wrestler's attire. I want to see it staining the mat. I just want it to be realistic. I really want them to embrace the simulation aspect of the 2K series and just make it as realistic as possible. Make it almost like a UFC kind of feel, where it feels like real fights. Let me get my disbelief fix for wrestling in the video game form. Let me just go crazy with my imagination. And a lot of that is just, the pacing of it and the blood physics and all that stuff. Another thing I wouldn't mind seeing, more arenas, more venues. And I'm not talking about, 80 different versions of the same stadium or anything like that. I'm talking, just more independent venues, more, festivals or bars or schools or, just whatever. I just want more venues. I think it would be great for, the career, if you could start off in the indies or the wrestling schools and stuff, and then build your way up through just different size bars. I just want more than the regular arenas that we're used to seeing all the time. I want to see them just kind of really go out there now. Not as far as WWE 2K20 with all the fantasy arenas, but, I want to see them stretch their legs a little bit out in reality, and vary the kind of arenas and backstage arenas, and let us fight in bars again, No Mercy, and in training rooms, and just all over the place. Give us just more places to wrestle. That's all I'm asking. Next up, now we're moving kind of more on to gameplay features here. I want to see them, and I've been asking for this for years and years and years. I would love to see them completely rework the weapon physics, the weapon interactions. This is something that 2K just never embraces. There's like a degree of separation between the wrestlers and the weapons that really needs to change. I want impact to the chair shots and the kendo stick shots, and I want impact to the tables. I want dynamic tables. Right now, personally, I think the tables are broken in WWE 2K23. It's pretty much the same table animation. They go through it like butter. It's super quick. There's no impact to it. I think they need to change everything about the weapons. We need to bring back weapon grapples. We need multiple weapon grapples, different weapon swings, running swings, hitting people in the corner while they're on the outside on the mat and things like that. We need more weapon animations, more impact to those animations. The sound needs to be cracking and bumping. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But not only that, it needs to be more interactive. Like if I'm going to powerbomb somebody on, steel steps, I don't want those steel steps to slide away. I also don't want to have to glitch the steps like we did in the past. Unfortunately, we can't do in 2K22. But if I'm going to powerbomb a guy on the steps, I want him to be, powerbombed onto the steps, and I want him to react like he got powerbombed onto the steps with unique animations and rolling off. I want them to react when they get DDT'd on chairs. I want it to affect the damage and things like that. Like things like taking a move on the inside should change the damage that it does and stuff like that. Like we really gotta think about the extreme match physics, in my personal opinion. Fix the tables, fix the ladder interactions when they're getting slammed on it. Maybe the ladders are getting damaged and they're getting bent and stuff like that. Like just bring the reality of it. Just drive it home. Let us get all of our wrestling fantasies out in the wrestling video game, because we just can't get it in the real world right now. So I hope they totally rework the weapon physics, embrace hardcore wrestling. I think it would be super fantastic. Let us do every single move off of the ladder and through a table. Don't just default to a default like elbow drop through the table or whatever. Let me do my swanton bombs and my phoenix splashes and stuff off the ladder to the outside through a table if I want to. Let that happen. Next up, I would love to see them fix the overall AI in the game. Personally, I find the AI to be a little bit lacking in the WWE 2K games. A lot of the times I find, they'll get the upper hand and then they just stand there and they're just waiting, staring blankly at me, waiting for me to do something, and that sucks. I want them to be more dynamic. I want them to react and behave like the actual wrestlers, the way I see them on TV. I want them to string together move combinations and, set up moves, things like that, set up dives, and, just the game's got to be more realistic. They really got to embrace that simulation aspect, and hopefully it happens. Next up, I said weapon interactions, weapon physics need to change. Overall move physics need to change. Like I said, if you're gonna get power bombs onto steps, it needs to happen on the steps. We need to get rid of like move sliding or character sliding, where like say you're about to do a power bomb, but you're too close to the ropes, so both of your wrestlers slide to the middle of the ring and then they pull off this canned animation. We need to get rid of that. If I initiate a power bomb and it's too close to the ropes, well, it was too close to the ropes, so I end up powerbombing the guy onto the ropes, and maybe he gets this crazy ragdoll animation and he falls to the outside in this awkward way. I want every move, like any suplex, any powerbomb, any move where gravity takes over, I want ragdoll physics to take over and just give me unique animations, because right now I just feel like I'm watching wrestling a lot of times. I don't feel like I'm playing it. I feel like I hit a button and then I watch an animation play out. It's the same animation played by the same actor every single time, and it's just boring. It gets boring. So I want just every move to feel different, to look different, every table break to be different. I think that would be incredible. Next up, I want to see, move interruptions again. I'm tired of punching a guy, but my fist is going through him because he's got another guy in a headlock. Like, come on, guys. Let me break up all these moves and stuff like that. Have the AI react to having multiple opponents and having moves being performed and stuff. There's just ways to make it so it's not, everybody punching, waiting for the move to finish to be the first one to get the punch off. Like, it's just kind of retarded. I don't like to see it. Let's get rid of it. Next up, we got to fix the weight physics, like the cruiserweight physics. Right now, it's kind of ridiculous if you're playing as a cruiserweight and you come up against like a heavyweight. It feels like you only really have 2 moves, like all of your moves are taken away, and that is ridiculous. We got to do something here where, maybe it's like No Mercy was back in the day, and it depends on stamina and how hard you can hammer on that button. And if you got the stamina and you're hammering on the button enough, even if you're a cruiserweight, you'll still pull off that suplex. It'll just look hella awkward. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta figure something out. Or, just have it so cruiserweights get, 2 movesets or something. You have your regular moveset, and then if you come up against a heavyweight and you can't do those moves, well, now you have other moves that you can do, but you're never limited to just doing the same 2 moves over and over because you're outweighed. It's not that way in actual wrestling, and it shouldn't be that way in my wrestling video games. Next up, I would love to see just more grapple positions and animations. I want to see grapple transitions come back. I want to be able to go from a front grapple, transition to a back grapple, transition to snapmare, so now the opponent is in the seated position. Like, I want to be able to transition between all these grapples with a flick of the stick. It should be super simple, and all of these transitions should be reversible. Everything should be reversible, right? So I want more grapple positions, more animations, transitions, more reversals. Bring back chain wrestling. Oh man, I miss chain wrestling so much. I think every move should have just like, multiple reversal points. It shouldn't be hit the button here and then you reverse it every time. It should be like, depending on when in the animation you hit the button, you'll get a different reversal. Or maybe, we can have a reversal button plus strike button will do a certain type of reversal, or reversal button plus grapple or submission. We can go into different moves or submission moves and then have everything just reversible. So then you just get these crazy sequences and chain like grappling and stuff like that. I would really love to see that make a return, like that catch wrestling style. I would love to see in WWE 2K23. Next thing, I would love to see strikes. I would love to see strikes get a complete overhaul. Like, make strikes matter. I want strikes to have impact. I want them to stagger and stun the wrestler, to open up new positions, to go for the next, move combo and stuff like that. Right now, I just feel like strikes are just kind of like passing. They're too quick. There's not enough impact to them. They're just kind of like passing animations until you get to the next grapple. I want, like, strikes to matter. Like, man, if I'm Rob Van Dam and I'm hitting you with those kicks should be lethal. That's all I'm saying. Next up, what I would love to see is reworking the wake-up system. Right now, if you hit a wake-up, you can either have them facing you when they get up, or they can be facing away. But I would love to see more variety. So maybe, you can have a wake-up where they crawl into the corner, so then I can get a running corner strike or a corner grapple, or maybe a wake-up taunt where they crawl into the ropes, so then I can do a rope move, or whatever. I want to be able to dictate the pace and the direction of the match with the wake-up taunts. But at the same time, like I said, it's got to be reversible. Everything's got to be reversible. That includes, like, reversals, like counters got to be reversible, moves got to be reversible, wake-up taunts got to be reversible. Everything needs to counter in this game. Counters to the counters to the counters to the counters. Next up, let's see here. Like I said, reworking the reversal system. More reversal opportunities, different types, submission reversals, grapple reversals, strike reversals, just so many reversals. I can't stress that enough. Next up, I wouldn't mind seeing just fleshed out movesets for each individual wrestler. Right now, they really don't do that. Like I said, movesets are kind of been lacking in WWE 2K games. I don't know how many times I hit, grapple and then left, and it gives me a snapmare, and then I hit grapple and right, and it gives me the exact same snapmare. You know how frustrating that is? It's so frustrating. Like, not only do I feel limited to the same point where I'm like seeing the same move over and over and over again, but you're putting the same move in different positions on the grapple, and it's just, that's got to end. Like, wrestlers do a lot more moves than that. Really flesh out. I want every single wrestler to feel like an individual and have their own moves, their own to go along with that, their own grunts, their own, you know, voices and everything. I want that in the game. I want, like, when you're playing a fighting game, every fighter feels unique, and that should be true for wrestling. So they really need to just, you know, flesh out the movesets of every wrestler, get some unique animations for every wrestler, no more repeat moves and stuff like that, and just give us more moves in general. We need to be able to pull off whatever move we want and you know, not have to think about it. Alright? Just make it happen, guys. Make it happen. I know I'm asking for a lot, but who am I? Next up, I wouldn't mind seeing them revamp the sound engine of the game. Like, I want to feel the boom of the crowd. Maybe add a little bit of bass to the crowd. Maybe the controller starts rumbling when the crowd really starts going. Like, right now, you really only feel rumble in the controller when you're getting, like, strike, hit in the head or taking a move or whatever. I want to feel the crowd. Some of the best feelings I have is being in a wrestling crowd, so I want that like, in my game. I want to feel that in the game. Next up, we need more match types. Let's be honest. I want casket matches, infernal matches, bring back 3 stages of hell, war games. Yeah, just give me them all. If there was ever a match that has been in wrestling, I want to be able to do it in the game. And I'm just going to do one more because this video is getting hella long. But along with the whole more match types, I would love to see more custom match freedom. Alright? I want to be able to pick any stipulation. I want to be able to make up matches that have never been thought of before. Alright? I want complete freedom with my stipulations. If I want to have a 30-man Royal Rumble match, and then after 28 men are eliminated and you're down to the final 2, it turns into a one-on-one ladder match or something, I want to be able to do that. Like, don't limit me on if I can put a cage or a cell on something or what arena certain things can be in. Open it all the way up. Let me make whatever match my dirty little mind can think of. But yeah, guys, this video is getting really long, so I think I'm going to make this a 2-part video. So this will be part 1 of my WWE 2K23 wish list. Let me know your thoughts on, first of all, my thoughts, and yeah, let me know your ideas. What would you like to see in WWE 2K23? And maybe you'll see that in part 2 of this wish list video. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button with the 2 sweet. It really helps out the channel. You have no idea. And right now the channel is kind of struggling, so hopefully trying to turn that around, and you guys are the people that can help make that happen. So hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, join the Xtreme, and yeah, guys, until next time, I will talk to you. Goodbye and good night. Bang. Too sweet, guys. Too sweet.
Going for broke, and it pays off. He climbs into the ring. And he has free reign to the outside with no countouts to worry about. Spiked him. Big boy. Climbing up top, he's got big claws. Incoming. It doesn't connect. And he scores a reversal on Rollins. Beautiful athleticism and DDT. Springboard misses the target. He's looking to take this fight to a whole new level. What's Rollins have planned here? Boom! Small package driver. Rollins lining it up. Now Rollins needs to end this. And 1, 2, 3. He gets the win, but at what cost? Here is your winner, Seth Rollins. And with the results of this battle plain to see on their face, at least they can say they won the match.
Kick out after kick out, big move after big move, and this is a match we'll be talking about for years and years to come. Hats off to the competitors. They have a lot to be proud of.